Case of the week. This week's case is titled PS Investment Limited versus Central Regional Development Corporation and others. Now, to the facts of the case. In this case, PS Investment Limited, the plaintiff, and the defendant, including the Central Regional Development Corporation, SCGLR, were shareholders of Trifle Oil Palm Plantation Limited, known as TOP, a company engaged in oil palm cultivation. SCGLR, acting on behalf of the government of Ghana, held 80.46% of TOP's shares, making it the majority shareholder. In 1997, SCGLR decided to sell 40% of its shares in TOP. Under Regulation 32A of TOP, any shareholder intending to sell shares was required to first offer them to existing shareholders, a principle known as preemptive rights. However, instead of following this regulation, SCGLR sold the shares directly to Unilever Ghana Limited through a tender process, without offering them to the other shareholders. PS Investment sued, arguing that the sale was irregular and unlawful. SCGLR and the other defendant contended that the shareholders had waived their preemptive rights based on a prior board discussion, suggesting that tendering would speed up the share sale process. Now, the legal issue before the court was whether the sale of 40% of SCGLR's shares in TOP to Unilever Ghana Limited was lawful, given the company's regulation requiring shares to be first offered to existing shareholders. Now, to the decision of the courts. The Supreme Court held that the transfer of shares to Unilever Ghana Limited was unlawful and made in bad faith. The defendants were aware of the preemptive rights requirement under Regulation 32A, but deliberately ignored it. The court ruled that the transfer was void, and therefore Unilever Ghana Limited could not be regarded as a lawful member of TOP. How do you apply this principle? This case reinforces the principle that company regulations must be strictly complied with, especially where shareholder rights, such as preemptive rights, are involved.